in the playoff hunt.
And it's the last time they'll see these guys. A 2-game season series, and after losing that first one, I'd expect them to play with a little extra added motivation.
Greg, going winless against any team is not your desire. I mean, no matter how many or how few times you face them, that's not something you want on your ledger. That'll be motivation enough for them today, all by itself.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Hawks, Carroll and Millsap are the small and power forwards. Jody Meeks out there with Teague, and it's Horford in at the 5 roaming the paint, and he gets it to go. Last game for the Kings, they picked up the W against the Utah Jazz.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels. Practically the entire game.
A nice shot by Teague.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Here's Fareed. Makes it off the glass.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Millsap's got his first 3 points of the game.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Move the ball.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Teague covering. No good from Mr. Clutch.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Millsap with it. Out defended by Cauley-Stein. Carroll, no one around him. A three-pointer, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Skinner. The kick out to Fareed. Here's Mr. Clutch. 20 points for him last game against Utah.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Carroll. And Meeks kicks to Carroll. 5 to shoot. Picked by Horford. Out to the wing. Fires the 3. Sacramento grabs the miss. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
And that really was the difference. I mean, it requires a ton of energy to play that harassing style. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again tonight.
Here's Teague. After the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. Hawks passing it around. Now here's Carroll. He's tightly guarded. Horford dishes to Teague. And count it from 19 feet away. The Kings leading. Here's Mr. Clutch. He has 6. Screen by Fareed. Bellinelli up top. It's tipped. It's stolen by Carroll. Up top, Meeks. Bellinelli is covering. Millsap passes to Meeks. To the inside. And it's denied. Here's Mr. Clutch. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up.
Substitution here for Sacramento. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Alex Len. Fareed comes in for Amir Johnson. Bellinelli, he's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And it's Mr. Clutch in for Darren Collison. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Al Horford is checked in for Nicholson. Millsap comes in for John Lewis. Damari Carroll's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder. Skinner, he's in at point guard. Cauley-Stein is out there with Kenneth Fareed. Then there's Caspi, and it's Bellinelli in a 2-guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Jazz got down to business. He had 20 points and was on the mark from deep, draining several threes. This was a big win for him and his team as they snap a losing streak with that win, guys.
All right, thank you as always, Doris. And another special game from a player that we know is incredibly capable for this team.
Yeah, and he proved his value again in that last game. I mean, he's a cog in their machine, no doubt.
Yeah, and they're going to need a few other players to lend a bigger hand today. I mean, they can't expect him to carry the entire load 2 games in a row.
Carroll for 3. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 4 assists now tonight. The Kings trail by 6. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Atlanta's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. The dish now to Millsap. The 10-footer. No luck. Some solid defensive work there for Mr. Clutch. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Fires from deep. And that one's good. Mr. Clutch has got 9 points.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
And Meeks kicks to Teague. He feeds it to Millsap. And here's Carroll. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. Well, there haven't been many misses at the line for this group of players. This is how the shooting guards around the league stack up when it comes to free throw shooting in the past 10 games. Well, you look at Bellinelli, second in the NBA. So great from the line.
And this is a set of players that can drive and slash, hoping to draw contact, because if they can get to the bucket and the foul, it's going to be a three-point play the hard way.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think even if they get whistled for a fair number of charge calls because of that aggressive mindset, it's worth it. When you're an elite free throw shooter, and these guys are, I think you've always got to be aggressive in trying to get yourself to the foul line.
Here's Skinner. Horford with the rebound.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Brooks with no one around. Another 3 for Atlanta.
That's how you extend the lead. I mean, they have tremendous confidence going for them right now, and that confidence is leading to some excellent shooting.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Cauley Stein. Here's Skinner. Trying to answer back.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. The regular season on its last legs. We can almost taste the playoffs from here. Kenny, how do they taste?
Wait, hold on. Ooh, tastes like chicken.
Barbecue chicken?
Oh, yeah.
And on tap tonight, it's the Sacramento Kings going up against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And for Oklahoma City, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. And so for Kevin Durant, so many years in Oklahoma City, and I mean, this has been his franchise since he's come into the league in Seattle and OKC. Free agency at the end of the season. Shaq, if you're in his shoes, what sort of thing?
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. And the continued absence, Clark, of DeMarcus Cousins, the story for them.
They certainly aren't going to have him for this game, Kevin, but looking on the bright side of
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
almost a backboard breaker.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Now here's Waiters. Outside Durant, shoots the three. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Thunder on D. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
Shots good by Waiters.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Billy Donovan. Doris?
I asked him what players he... was really eyeing on the scouting report, and he said one that might surprise you, Kenneth Faried. He said he plays with so much energy and effort. He really sets the bar for the rest of the team. If we can limit his impact on the game, I think it'll really be to our advantage. Guys, an interesting take. We'll see if they can slow his roll.
Thanks, Doris. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Faried. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's guarded by Waiters. The shot's good for Mr. Clutch. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Goes up the baseline. Shot is off. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And when things started to go wrong for them in that game, boy, did they ever go wrong. They just could never get back on track in that game.
Greg, the problem to me was no consistency. Anytime they strung together a couple of baskets, they couldn't build on it.
Outside Durant with the shot. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Caspi. Here's Mr. Clutch. Launches it. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Thunder have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Screen by Ibaka. For 3, Durant. Again, Durant missing.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 8, and he gets it to go.
He's hit the ground running here in the first, putting together a nice quarter offensively.